Capcut is a free all-in-one video editing tool. It is packed with everything necessary to create high-quality, visually appealing videos and graphics, and is available in Mac, Windows, and Linux operating systems. In this complete beginner's guide, you will learn everything you need to start creating fantastic videos. So without taking much of our time, let's get started. Okay, so to start with, you can start by coming to your Google account over here by typing your Google at your search bar. So it brings you over to this place. You can just go ahead and search for Capcut. Just search for Capcut and it's going to bring it over here. So this is an all-in-one video editor and graphic design tool that's driven by a lot of creativity, powered by AI that enables video editing and image design and so on. So you can click on the first one to access the main home tab or the main platform of Capcut, or you can come to the Capcut download to go ahead straight to the download option. But for this tutorial, we'll just click on the first one to start. And it's going to bring us over here. This is the main home page of Capcut, free all-in-one video editor for everyone to create anything, anywhere. Okay, so you can start off for free. You can sign up for free. You can just sign up and start using it online. So you can go ahead and say edit videos online, or you can download for Mac or for Windows or for Android operating system. You can have it even on the mobile version, but for this tutorial I'm going to focus on how to use it online. But if you want, you can download it. At the end of it all, I will show you how to download and have the desktop version installed on our system, so we can demonstrate how to use it as well. Most of the features are the same, but the online version usually comes in with more features. It's loaded with a lot of features and is far better than the desktop version. But we'll try both in this case. But to start with, we'll go with the online version. So you can just go ahead and click on Edit Video Online, and it's just going to bring you over to this very platform where you need to log in. Okay, so you have the option to log in with your Google account. If you have a TikTok account, you can use it to log in. If you have a Facebook account, you can go ahead and, or you can continue with a Capcut mobile account, or you can just go ahead and put in your email and then go ahead and sign up. So the sign up is quite easy. I'm going to sign up with one of my Gmail accounts, and so I'll meet you at the other side to take you through the overview of the platform. So as I said, we're going to use Capcut online. So once you log in using any of the means that we've defined in the last class, you'll be welcome to this very platform. And this is the main page of Capcut. After you've logged in, you'll be able to create new content from here, maybe from videos. You can start from a blank canvas, and you could be able to specify the aspect ratio, either a 16:9 or 9:16 or 1:1, depending, and you can vary it as you move on as well. So basically, if you've used Clipchamp, if you've gone through one of my tutorials that I made on Clipchamp, it becomes very easy for you to navigate around and make use of this as well, because they have nearly similar feature. So you have the image options. You can create new image, customize the size for Instagram stories, for Facebook posts, and so on. And you can use their magic tools to convert script to video, auto cut, add script, and then image upscaler. We're going to show how to use some of these in detail. And then over here, again, you can create a video directly, or you can create a new image, just like the way you have the access in Canva. If you've used Canva before, this is something similar. So you'll be able to see how you can create posters and similar things with this. And then you have the auto cut and then script to video as well. The same way you can access them using this. And over here, you'll be able to have access to all the recent videos that you've worked on. The project you've worked on, you'll be able to see them over here, and you can go ahead and edit and so on. And down here you have templates of different types. This is video templates. These are images templates, image templates that you can easily customize to your liking, to what you want, and you can go ahead and make use of them. Then over here as well, you can have recent drafts, whatever work you've started and you've not finished, you'll be able to see the draft over here. Shared history, when you share some history, or when someone share an item with you or invite you to edit a particular video or an image, be able to see the invitation over here. And over here as well, again, we have bunch of templates. This is another way to access them, both in videos and images. You can access over here, and you can search the type of template you are looking out for. These are magic tools that you you may be able to use. Later we'll show some details about how to use some of them, like removing of image background, video upscaler, image upscaler, and so on. Down here you have your spaces. You can create different spaces. Okay, later we'll see how to do that. And then over here you can just go ahead and click on this to find out about what's new every time with Capcut. You'll be able to see the latest invention in Capcut, the latest addition. This is AI model, color gradient, text to image, and image to text, image to image, transcript based editing, and so on. These are new things that they've invented. So every time you want to see the latest invention in Capcut, you can just go ahead and click on this. Now over here you have the option to play around with your profile. You can create your profile, you can optimize it and put in your details and the language you want to use and so on. And then down here you manage all notifications. Whatever you have, you'll be able to access from here. Now the most important thing is to go back to the start menu, and then for this tutorial we're going to start creating a new video. Okay, so we can just go ahead and say create a new video, and we're going to be landed in this very fresh Capcut page. Okay, and I'm going to take you through the overview of this as well before we go deep into the other features. Now the first thing you notice is that you have the blank canvas. You can start from a blank canvas again, and you can define the ratio. Is it 16:9, 9:6:16, or 1:1? You can define it right away from here before you even start. So let's say we are going for a 16:9 video. So the canvas is now defined. You can always come back and change it over here. Okay, these are other features and you can go ahead and customize accordingly. All right. So the first thing I usually do is to create a project. So I can just come over here. I can just go ahead and type in the name of my project. So you can call it trial 1, for example, and just hit out, and it's going to be saved on the cloud. Now this is the main canvas. Whatever you dump over here, you'll be able to see the preview. This is the preview canvas. This is where you see everything that you are working with. And down here, this is a timeline where you drag and drop media over here, and whatever editings you do them over here. Okay, all of the editings are going to be the joining, the cutting, the trimming, and so on. You do them over here. And then this is the media bin. The media bin could come from two different aspects. You could have it on the cloud, the media that you've saved on the cloud, and you can do it on a project where you can upload things from your system as well. And then you can have them from your mobile phone or from your record. Okay, so you can record something. You can click and then you can be able to have record, just like the way you have in Camtasia. You can record your entire screen. You can record your tab, you can record with yourself and the webcam. Okay, so something like a talking head tutorial video, and then you can record audio only as well. So I'm going to show you in detail how to use all of this as we move on in this tutorial. So again, you have templates over here. So these are very bunch of templates that you can use, video footage that you can add to your editings and to make it much better. These are stock videos that you can use, also available for you to drag and drop, just like the way we have in Clipchamp. These are photos as well. You can use free to use photos. You can just go ahead, and then we have the audios, okay, of different types. You can search for them over here. This is audio, this is music of different types, and these are sound effects that you can use to enhance your work. This is whoosh, and this is the swish, and so on, different types. And this is a click, sound of farts, and so on. And then you can just go ahead and search if you have any specific sound effects that you're looking for. These are text. So we'll deal with text in different forms, how to add text and how to add trending text and customize them accordingly. And then over here we have captions, just like the way we have in Clipchamp. Also we have captions over here. You can generate auto captions or manually generate captions or use the auto lyrics. We'll see how to use some of these in detail as we go on. And then we have transcript. You can be able to edit with the transcript. This is transcript based editing. Instead of you to edit directly the video, you'll be able to edit the text within the video, and it's just like you are editing Microsoft Word and you're editing the video directly. Then we have stickers. We're going to look at stickers and how to drag and drop them. And then we have some effects that we can add to enhance the look of our videos. We can drag and drop different kind of effects. There are thousands of effects from here. And then we have transition. Again, transition is very, very useful and important to connect two clips together, or two different clips, or two same clips, but just to create professional look and finishing. And then we have filters over here. So there are lots of filters that we can easily drag and drop to enhance our work. Okay. So basically the most important part is the fact that you can drag and drop any media, okay, and it will be saved either on the computer or on the cloud. Okay, so you can just go ahead and drag and drop, and then we have a bunch of other features that we will have access to as we move on. This is the undo and redo button, and this is the sizing of the canvas. You can change or increase or decrease the sizing. As you drag and drop media, we'll see how things are going to change over here. And then once you're done editing, you can switch between the tabs over here. There are other tabs that we are going to learn how to use, like the basics of editing a footage. We can rotate, change sizing, positions, and so on. And then we have background effect. We can change the background of different videos and so on. And then we have smart tools, which we're going to learn how to use audio. We're going to learn some of the properties and how to enhance it and so on. Animation effects, we have them over here, and speeding effect, we can speed a track, a video track or an audio track. We're going to learn all of this in detail. So this on fixed slide bar, you have much controls over what you're working on. And then with these 3 dots, you can check out other options. And once you're done editing, always you can come over here and click on this to export your video, which we are going to learn in detail about how to use all of this. So in a nutshell, this is just an overview of the platform, okay, of Capcut platform, what is what and what is where. So to import a media, there are 2 or 3 ways. The first one is we can go ahead and upload directly or project. You just come to the media over here, the media bin, and then you can upload directly from your mobile phone, or you can record also. Basically, we can say the third way of importing a media. So let's say we can import from our system, okay, we can click on upload, and we can upload from the system, from Google Drive, from Dropbox, and then extract an audio if you want to do that. But then let's say we go straight from our system and have some files that I've arranged on my desktop under the Capcut tutorial. We can see them over here. Audios, these are some very basic audios. These are videos, images, and then these are videos as well. So you can easily drag, select all of them, and then go ahead and say import, and it's going to import all of them into the media bin. So you can see they've all been imported. If you want to import more, you can go ahead and say upload as well. You can do that again, or you can just go ahead to that same file. So these are videos, so we can come to Capcut tutorial, and then right now we want to import these audios. So you can select all of them, drag, and just drop them into the timeline, just into the media bin, just like so, and they'll be imported. Okay, so you can see they've been imported as well into our media bin. So same way for the image, you can add the images using the same upload if you want, and you can upload directly. Let's say this time around we're importing an image, so we can just go ahead to Capcut tutorial, and then we can come to images and select all of them, because we are going to use them as we move on into the tutorial. So you can see they've all been imported. Okay, so this is the power of Capcut in importing media. Alternatively, you can import a media directly into the timeline also. Okay, you can import directly into the timeline or into the media canvas. You can click on this to upload a media directly, and you can do that as well from the drive or from Dropbox. All right, so once you upload the media, we can see them over here, all been uploaded. So all you need is just to drag and drop them into the timeline. So let's start with this very first one. We can just drag and drop it into the timeline. So once you drag and drop a media into the timeline, you can see a lot of features come on. For example, you can see that we have this much feature. From the left, you can mute the audio within this particular track, and you can click to add a cover of this. Okay, and then over here we see a number of things that came up as well once we have this clip selected, and other features as well from here, from the basic to background to smart tools and so on. They all came up, and then we have this option to be able to play, or can be able to see across the video as you move the playhead across. So you'll be able to see a preview of what the video is all about from here, and have a bunch of other features as well from here. So you can drag and drop as many media as you want into the timeline. Okay, so you can drag this one and just drop it. All right, so you can see we've just dragged and dropped. Okay, we can drag and drop audios, and we can move them across and just drop at a new given point. And we can drag and drop another, maybe let's say we drag and drop this image into the timeline. Okay, so you can see automatically it created another track. So we can see we have now up to 3 tracks within the video. Okay, so and once we select any media, we'll be able to have access to it. So for example, when we select this and we move our playhead to it, we'll be able to see it, and we can do a lot of moving around. Okay, so we can resize them and do other features, which we can cover in the basic editings when we come to the basic editings. So basically, these are the 2 methods of importing a media within a project. You can check them as well within the cloud-based system. You can check them as well, and you can see them within the cloud. Whatever you uploaded, you will be able to see a copy also in the cloud. It should be saved in the cloud. So to record your screen or your camera all you need is just to be on the media bin, and if you come over here, you can see record. Once you click on it, you have this much options. You can record the entire screen. If you want to do a tutorial like I'm doing now, you can record your entire screen, and then you can record a specific tab within your browser. You can define a specific tab and record it, and you can record with webcam. You can record the screen and webcam together. That's the option here. And then you can record audio only. If you want to record audio only, then the last option is your go-to. Now let's try by recording the entire screen. Once you click on this, it's going to pop up that you're going to enable the screen to record. If you have more than one screen, you'll be able to see it here. But for this case, we're going to record the entire screen, and this is the screen we're talking about. So once you select and click on share, it's going to capture that this screen is going to be recorded. Now you have to specify the microphone that you want to use over here. You can just click and you select from the range of microphones that you have. Maybe you want to do a voiceover, but then with the screen capture, you can define all that from here as well. So once you click on this record button, it's going to start recording your screen and the mic that you have specified maybe during the recording. Okay, so this is one way. We could close this, and then we could go back to the same record, and then you can record a specific tab. In this case, you can see it's showed us the entire tabs that we have within our browser. These are all the tabs that we have open within our browser. So you can just select any. For example, if I wanted to record this vidIQ tab, so I can just select, and then I say also share tab audio. So whatever is in this audio, you can enable to share the audio from here. Okay, so once you go on and say share, it's going to get ready to start recording that particular tab that you've specified. So all you need is just to define the microphone that you're going to use in that case as well. So the same way here. Right, so the third method is you can record with webcam. Okay, you can record with webcam. So all you need is just to define the webcam. Hello, welcome to my house. So you can just come down here, select the webcam. These are available webcams that I have connected to my system. You can just select, I'm using the C922 Pro Stream webcam, and you can just select it, and you can define the microphone that you're going to use for this. I'm going to use the Rode NT USB microphone, and once you click on the record, it's going to record only the webcam of this system, and then it's going to record that for me. So that's the third method. And the fourth one is if you want to record your audio only. Okay, you want to record audio only, you can see it's just giving you the option. So you can just go ahead and define what audio, what microphone you want to use. I'm going to use the Rode NT USB. You can just select this, and once you click on record, it's going to start recording your microphone, what you're going to say directly. But for this case, for this tutorial, for this class, I'm going to show you how to record the screen entirely and then the camera. So it's going to be like a talking head tutorial that I'm doing right now. So to do that, we can kind of stop the recording of the audio over here, and then you can come all the way back to recording, but then we'll do record entire screen. So once we click on record entire screen, we can select the screen, well, which means we're going to do all this, and then we can say share. And over here, you're going to do one thing. You're going to enable the webcam. So down here, you can see the webcam has been disabled because we want to do picture-in-picture or talking head video. So you can just enable the webcam over here. We now define with the webcam, so you can see me down here. Okay, so I'm going to record my screen and this webcam down here. Okay, the webcam is going to be below this, just like something like this, a talking head tutorial. All right, so you define the microphone, the camera that you're going to use from here as well, the same way, and then you can define the microphone that you're going to use for the recording as well of the audio intake. So I'm going to use Rode NT USB. So once you're done, you can just go ahead and click on record, and it's going to record two things. So look at the countdown timer. Hello and welcome to my channel. This is just a demonstration of how to use Capcut to record your screen and the camera or webcam that you're using. It's just a test, so we can come down here. You have the option to stop the camera, to turn off the camera, or to turn off the microphone, or to redo everything, turn off microphone and camera, or to start all over. And then over here, you can pause and stop if you want. So let's stop it at this point. So once we stop, we'll be able to have a preview of what we have recorded. This is just the demonstration. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. We have a talking head tutorial. This is me by the side, and then we have the same screen, entire screen being recorded. Now you have this much option. You could discard and you can start over, and you can save and edit, which is what we're going to do. We're going to save and edit. So we're going to save this, and it's going to import it directly into the media bin and then into the timeline so that we can just go ahead and start editing. So it's the same way. When you record with the audio, it's going to be the same thing. If you record camera only, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to dump a copy of the media, just like you've seen here. This is what we've recorded, and you can see it over here as well into the timeline. It's been imported into the timeline. Now you have much control down here. You can move. You'll be able to understand that this is the screen recording, and then this is the audio section of the recording, and this is the camera option. Once you click, you can see you've selected it, and you're free to move in or increase or decrease the sizing. Okay, so you can see very easily. You can just go ahead and size in or change the position of the talking head if you want to any location of your choice, and then you can go ahead and start your basic editing. But then you have to know these are the 3 components of the media that you've imported: the webcam, the screen recording, and the audio. Okay, so basically this is how to record your screen and camera only, and then maybe a voice over, which is recording audio only. So we've learned how to import media and even drag and drop them into the timeline. Now we'll learn the most basic things about editing. Now you can use the playhead to navigate across any of the clip within the timeline. Okay, as you move the playhead across, you'll be able to see the preview within the preview canvas. Now, one of the first things that you need to do when you are talking about editing within Capcut is you can select a clip, and you have this much features coming up. The first one is a split icon, which means you can split a particular clip that you have selected. With the command B, it's going to create a split. So you can see this clip has been subdivided into 2. This is clip 1 and this is clip 2. It's just been subdivided with just the split button. You can do that with the command, with the keyboard shortcut, or you can just move to anywhere that you want to split, and you can select and just come over here and click, and you have it splitted into 2. So that's the first one, splitting. And you can split across multiple clips as well. You can split across more than one clip. Once you have the entire clips selected, you can just go ahead and press on the split, and it's going to split across those number of clips that you have. So you can select on any one, for example this one, and you could have the option to delete a particular selection, the part of the clip that you've cut. So assuming we want to delete this one, we can just select manually from your keyboard. You can press on delete, or you can select it, let me undo, or you can select it and come over here and click on delete, and it's going to do the same function, the same deleting function. So let me undo this. So any clip that you've selected, you'll be able to rewind it, we reverse it. You can reverse the play. Instead of it to be going forward, it can come backwards, and then you can crop a particular clip. Okay, so you have this much control. You can play to have a preview of what you are going to crop, just to have a preview of it, and then you can pause it, and then you can change the sizing. From the left, you can resize it, okay, from the right as well, and from the top and bottom as well. You can resize everything to your choice, and then you can play to have a preview of the selected region that you have cropped. And if you want, you can come down here and rotate it to any angle of your choice. All right, so you can see you can rotate to any angle of your choice, be it at the positive or at the negative axis. And you can change the clip ratio also from here, from the original aspect ratio to any custom one, 16:9. You can change it from here directly. And if you're not certain with what you have, if you don't want what you see, you can always come back here and just click on reset, and it's going to reset everything back to the default. And if you like it, you can just say done, and it's going to take in that crop that you have. So that's cropping. You have the option to mirror a particular section. So for example, let's say with this clip, okay, moving forward, these people are moving forward within the clip. You can decide to play around with you can decide to mirror it so it changes direction directly, just like so. And then the next one is we have the transcript based editing, which is the editing you do directly within words. I'm going to show you how to do that in the next class, but for now we just understand how to do the very basic things as regards the editing. Okay, over here you have this control to play. Okay, so you can play and stop it or pause it if you want, and then you can trim also from the edges. You can trim from the axis. You can select a particular clip. You can come over here until your cursor turns into this cross sign, you can drag and you can trim from the edge. Okay, one good thing is it trims and it covers the edges. Okay, so the same way you can do from the right as well. You can trim from this edge as well towards the other edge. Okay, and if you like, you can do multiple things. You can move your clips across. You can just drag and drop them somewhere. Easily you can just move them, rearrange them, and even change the position. Okay, you can change the track layers. You can move the videos within tracks. Now, another thing that is very important to note is when you are on a particular clip, you can be able to have access to some of the very basic features like the basic video editing over here. I will show you how to do color adjustments, blending, and so on. But for now, you can deal with the transform. Transform meaning you can increase the sizing, you can scale it up if you are interested, or you can scale it down. Later, I will show you how to add keyframes to when you are scaling up or down. So you can play around with the scaling and you can play around with the position as well. You can just move it to the left or to the right, however you want it. You can even put in numbers to just signify a particular position that you want, and you can see it's going to move on your own. And you can manually increase or decrease that, or you can on your own come over here and decide to resize it manually and move it to any point of your choice. It's very, very logical and nice to do that. So you have this much control. You have the option to change all of this, and you have the smart tools. Later we'll take a look at the smart tools. And in terms of what you can do with it, you can remove background and you can retouch certain videos within. It's very, very easy. So I'll show you how to remove background and do some certain basic things like the speeding up. Also, if a particular clip, you can increase or decrease it. This is the normal speed. You can increase it 1x. It means the normal speed. If you increase it to 2x or about 1.9, it's going to increase the speed, and you can see the length of the video has reduced also. So that's because it's faster. You can increase you can reduce the speed also so that it becomes in form of a slow motion. Okay, you can reduce this by coming to possibly 0.8 or 0.6. It's going to be a little bit in a slow motion if you try to play it, and the video now becomes longer. So you can change the pitch. Also, you can enable the pitch or reduce it, and you can see the direction in each case when you increase or decrease. And you can play around with the curves in terms of how you want the speed to be increased. Okay, it mustn't have to be a linear increase. It can be a montage increase or hero increase or jumping increase or bullet increases. So it's all up to you. You can play around with all of this and experience what they do. Okay, so in terms of editing, these are some of the basic things you can play around with. And then lastly, you have the you can turn on the attach button to play around with the attach to manage the attachment in the clips. And then you have this preview, turn on the preview axis, which is quite useful. Sometimes when you click on it, it's anywhere you see the pink color, this one, it's just going to give you a preview of what is in that particular location. So it's called the preview axis. Okay, you can enable or disable it from here directly. And then one of the most important thing is this zoom in feature. You can zoom in to be able to see what's in the timeline. Okay, you can zoom in clearly so you can see. If you want to make a precise cut, you can do that using this feature as well. Or you can zoom out so you'll be able to see everything within the timeline. You can as well move it up so you can have everything to be clearly visible so that you can carry out your editings. And then up here you have the option to click to have a full screen view. If you want to have a full screen, you can do that with this one. And if you want to hide the timeline, you can hide the timeline directly by hitting on this, and you can see the timeline has been hidden, and you can just go ahead and do some of your basic previews and basic importing and managing of the clips as you so wish. Okay, over here you can mute and unmute any kind of track or freeze any kind of track so it doesn't become visible. Another key thing that you should know is if you right click on any clip, you will have the same option. Like you can copy, you can paste, you can delete, and you can do transcript based editing also on that particular clip that you've selected. to edit your video, you can do it just like the way you edit your Microsoft Word document. So instead of doing all the cutting, joining and going after precisions, you can go directly and edit your words, and it's going to edit the video directly. So let me show you an example of what I'm trying to say. So let's try to drag this video, this one, into the timeline. Okay, so we just drag and drop it here, and then we can try to move it here. Okay, so let's say we are going to transcribe this video. That's the first thing. So you can select the video and just right click and say do transcript based editing. So once you say transcript based editing, it's going to pop up that you have to select the language that is going to transcribe your video. So this one I'm selecting English because the default is English. You're free to select any other language if you are interested, but for now it's going to be English United States. So let's go ahead and say transcribe, and you can see it's going to transcribe it. So everything is being transcribed over here. When you go through it, the text is perfect. I think the AI is doing a fantastic job. So let's try to play it so that we can be able to see the timing and the timeline. Okay, so let's just hear.
Calculate grades for your students. Now when you open your Excel, you have your test, exams, attendance.
Now this is perfect. So here's the quickest way to calculate grades. You'll be able to see the location where the mouse is or the preview is, so you can see it colored pink. Okay, so assuming I don't want this beginning of the video, I can just select the entire thing and just right click, or I can just go ahead and say delete. And now that particular section has been deleted, and you can see it closed the gap as well. It's deleted it and closed the gap. So let's hear the beginning. So it's just going to start. Now when you open your Excel, that's when it's going to start.
Exams, attendance.
And that's perfect. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, if you want to remove this one also, now when you open Excel, you have your test, exams, and this. You can just, if you want to grade them according to this. So let's say we want to remove this section as well within the video. So we can just select, and you can just go ahead and click on delete, and it's going to delete. You can see it's delete that, and it covers the gap. So when you select, you're now going to see that there's a division. Okay, so the entire clip has been divided into two. Now when you play it, you'll be able to hear this section. Yeah, that's it. So you want to grade them according to this. So you can see from total, you just come to the grading cell. So it's been deleted. So that section is deleted. So you can just go ahead and select any part. You can just delete any section. You can just right click and you can just go ahead and delete. And you can see it deleted that particular section. So you can highlight to show the high deleted areas. If you don't want to see them, you can see they've been hidden. And if you want to see them, you can click to show the deleted section. So you can review them and see if you made a mistake, you can undo them as well. So you can just select and say restore, and everything is going to be restored. So when you select the entire text, you can say restore, and that section is going to be restored. And that's one of the powers of Capcut. You can see with just simple click, it has restored this section. Now again, if you go to any of the section that you were trying to delete, you can play a preview over here.
This is E3 is greater than or equal to 70 print A as a grade.
Now once you come over here, you can free to delete everything also from here. That particular timing you can delete from here. Another thing is you can be able to identify filler words. Okay, so once you click on this, it's going to automatically highlight where you have filler words, and you can remove them directly from here. Right now in this, because it's perfect, I've edited it, there's no any filler. Okay, so 0 filler words found. If you want, you can remove the filler words directly from here, right? So you can find something. If you're looking for something, you can easily find it directly from here. So that's the power of transcript based editing. It's very easy and it makes work easier. So you can just be following through the text and be editing them accordingly. Now, when you want to add a text, you can come to text over here. You can click and you can see a range of text over here, from the basic ones to the trending ones over here. All right. So you can see we have text templates. These are templates. You can add basic ones. For example, you can just use the normal header text. You can just drag and drop it here. And you can click to change the position. And you can just move, select it, come over to text basic over here. So you can be able to change the styling, the text style. Okay, so add heading. So let's say we select this and say welcome to my channel, something like that. And the sizing is too big, so let's say we make it to 12. You can see 12 is good. And then if you want, you can add the basic editing features, like you can bold, italize, underline, and you can add different kind of alignments. You can align left, right, and center, and you can even change the case of the text. And over here, you can play around with the line spacing as well. So down here, you have the much options to check on other style features like the fill features. You can change the color. Right now it's white. You can make it to something like green if you're interested in green, or something like this. I think this is good. So you can select, but this is better. Okay, so let's say something like this, and let's remove the underline. Let's remove the italics. And then you can add stroke if you're interested, and then the color of the stroke as well. You can put it with the stroke, and you can vary the sizing of the stroke. Okay, you can reduce or increase the sizing accordingly. But I think something like this is much better. Let's have something like black. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool. So you can add background also. If you want to add background, you can click and then you can add some background to the entire coloration. So depending, you can choose any color as far as it is going to pop out and make the writing looks better. So you can see right now it's much better. And then you can add different kind of shadow. If you want to add shadow, you can select and add shadow, maybe using this color as the shadow, or you can use this one, and you can vary the intensity as well. From here, the blurry nature, you can increase the distance, you can increase or decrease. I think this is good. The angle also, you can vary the angle of the shadow. Okay, so very easy. So this is the most basic, and you can reset everything from here, the whole style. You can reset everything back to normal. So this is the basic one. You can add body text. You can just drag and drop, and then you can just copy your text and paste it. You can vary the direction or the location of the text. You can increase the number of minutes or seconds it's going to stay on the timeline. So you can increase depending on how much text you have. You can copy some text. Let's say we copy some text from here. And we can just come over here. We can just select and we can paste it. All right, so you can see we have our text pasted. So this is the most basic thing. Another thing is you can transform, play around with the location. You can select and you can increase it manually directly like this to increase the size, or you can play around with the position. Okay, on your own, you can increase or decrease the position. You can see this is minus this. You can manually make it, let's say 500, or let's say make it let's say 500. You can play around with the location from both X, okay, and Y axis. You can adjust accordingly, both in X and Y axis. You can play around and increase or decrease, and you can rotate it to different angle from here as well. You can see you can rotate it to any angle, and you can manually input a number if you are interested in putting any number very easily. So down here we have opacity. You can play around with the opacity as well. So this transformation, scaling to 91%, you can select any of the text and you can play around with it directly. Now another thing is you can add from the trending presets. So for example, you can see different ones. All you need is just to hover over and you'll be able to have a preview of what that particular text is going to do, the appearance, how it's going to come up and so on. Just move across it, hover over it, and be able to see the effect it's going to have, just like this. You can see very, very nice and fantastic. So you can choose from the available ones that we have. Let's say I kind of like this Friday, June 2022. You can just drag it and put it on the timeline. And on your own, you can extend the length, okay? And extend the length of how it's going to stay. Let's say we select this and delete it from our keyboard, and then we have this. So all you need is make sure you select this, and you can come to the text basic over here, and then you can change this to maybe you can change it to something like thank you. All right, thank you. And let's say over here we can change this text to for coming. All right, thank you for coming. So let's say we can still play around with the other features, like you can select on any of them and you can play around with the text styling. Okay, the font style, you can change the font style. You can change the size and all of these text editing features and so on, and down over here to opacity and so on. You can change all of this if you're interested. And then you can change the coloration as well, and you can change the location as well. So let's say at this case, we want to take it to something like to maybe this point. After this, we can have thank you for coming or thank you for watching. Okay, something like this should come at the end. So let's see. Thank you for watching. So let's say watching. Let's just edit this. for watching. All right, so this is the ending point. So after this, we can just have these simple presets coming out. So after this,
all the grades are going to be there, just like so.
Thank you for watching. So let's say we extend it a little bit. All right, so let's say you start from here.
Just like so.
Yeah, I think this is perfect. So you can just vary the location and you can vary how it's going to look like. You can change anything, of course, however you want it. And then we can come down to the animation features over here. You can add in animations. If you want to add animations on your own manually to the text, you can easily add animations to the text. So let's go back to something like this because it's a very simple text. Let's add something like this one. Okay, so because this is a very simple text, let's look at the animation, what can we add. So let's go back, animation, and then we can come over here, the in animation. What do you want it to do? How do you want it to flow in? So let's say we want to add something like this. We select this. Okay, so you can see the coming in, and then the out animation. How do you want it to go out? So let's say we want to add something like this. So as we over any of them, you'll be able to see the action that it's going to take. So let's say we go with something like this, or let's say we maintain the same thing, it bounces back again. So you can see the preview. And then the looping, how do you want it to continue? Okay, continuously, what do you want it to do? So it can continue to loop this way. So you can see it is looping.
Then E3 is greater than or equal to 60 frames per if, if.
So you can see how perfect is it. And let's look at the outro, how it's going to go out from here. So the inflow and the outro is you can see the coming in, and then it keeps on looping, and then the outing. Let's take a look at how it's going to go out. Yeah, that's perfect. So basically what this means is you can select any text and you can play around with the animations. You can add the in, out, and loop animations and so on. And you can play around with the presets as well. There are other presets, templates that you can select and add them as your own text and customize however you want them. Okay, and you have other text effects as well from here. Okay, see a number of text effects that you can add. Very, very many, and they're very nice depending. If you just drag and drop, it just takes you, it doesn't take you anything. Only drag and drop, and you can customize them to however you want them. Okay, so you can just go ahead and carry out the editing. So you can select the text and come over here to the basics and do the same thing. You can change the text. Okay, you can just select and say welcome, something like that. And you can go ahead and customize it to whatever you want, as we have explained in the general text editing features. So to add video coloration or to edit the coloration in your video, all you need is just to select the footage that you want to use. In my own case, I want to use this video. You can see the color is a bit flat, and you can make it to look a little bit much better and professional. So you can select the clip. Okay, and then you can come to the top right over here. So you can see basic. You can click on basic, and you have the option to play around with the color adjustment over here. So you can see color adjustment, basic, HSL, and curves. So you can just click on it, and over here you have three things: basic, HSL, and curves. Over the basic, you have the color, which is when you have the basic color adjustment, and then we have lightness, and down here we have effects that you can change. So you can come over, let's start with the basic color. You can see it's a bit flat, so you can change the saturation. If you want to increase the saturation, you can see when you move right, it becomes more saturated, and you move left, it becomes less saturated, which means it's turning into black and white. So you needed to just touch it a little bit so you can have a little bit of a touch. And then the temperature, you can come down and it becomes colder. Okay, this is colder, and then when you move towards the right, it becomes warmer and everything becomes warm. So let's say we just a little bit of adjustment can give us the best thing we are looking out for. Okay, so then we have hue. I don't really touch hue over here. And then we have brightness. If you want it to be a bit brighter, you can see it just increase the brightness. Don't make it too much like this. Just make it a bit because depending on what you have seen, and sometimes you need to reduce the brightness a little bit. But in our own case, we can just increase it a little bit so that it becomes very clear. And the contrast as well, we just increase a little bit of the contrast. And the other one, the effects, depending on you, if you want to add some sharpness, you can add, okay, just a little. And then you can add some vignette. In some cases, you may need to add vignette, depending on the kind of video you are creating. So vignette is just this look. Okay, so you can see at this moment, I think I don't need a vignette, but if you want, you can add a little so that it just pops up a little bit. So then you have the fading and the grain color. These are just normal fading if you want to add, but I think it doesn't look good on the video, so you just leave everything at default. So you can come back to HSL. If you have any particular color that you want to pop in, so you can just select it and you can go over here and increase the saturation. For example, green color, if you want to increase the saturation over the green coloration within this, you can just increase it and you'll be able to see the greens are coming up very clearly. So if you have a choice for any color, you can select, and at any given point, be it from the basic or from the HSL, if you want to reset, you can come at the top here and reset. At the basic, you can reset from the color, you can reset all the color, all the lightness that you've increased, and all the effects that you've increased, you can reset them from here. And then next we have the curves. From the curves, you can change from the presets. We have a number of presets that you can use. This is lighting, this is dark, and this is fade. And if you want to have the lighting, you can see it has already given you the default. This is preset. If you don't want it, you can always undo. You can go to custom. You can come to custom, and then you can select on your own and select a particular color. For example, the red color. You can select it, and then you can create some dots. Usually we create some dots if you want to increase or decrease. So you can bring the dots to somewhere here, and when you go up, you can see the color is coming too red, and you can come down and it becomes too cold. Okay, this is warm and cold, so it becomes more cooler down here. So I think this is okay. If you want to play around with the green color as well, so you can select and increase the green size, the green look of the video, and I think too much of it also is bad. You can just reduce a little bit. You're removing the green color from the view, so you can just go ahead and experiment your own. If you want to see the before and after, you can just hover over this. You'll be able to see the original, and then after this, the change that you've created. And this color picker, if you want to pick on any color, you can easily use this and pick on any color to play around with the RGB curves. Okay, and you can reset from here as well. So it's very easy to kind of play around with the color adjustments and increase or decrease, and then try to see how you can enhance the overall look of the video. Okay, but in basic, in detail, in a nutshell, this is how to add in color to your video, and then maybe play around with some of those properties. So just go ahead and give it a try and see how and what you can touch to see how you can improve or enhance your video, and let's see how it's going to look. Now, transitions are very powerful when it comes to addition or connecting two clips that are the same or different, just to showcase how the transiting is going to be. So to add transitions, all you need is just to come to the bottom left over here. You can see transitions down here, so you can just click and you'll be able to see a number of transitions. There are different types. You have overlays, we have camera type, and each one you just be able to see, even without hovering over it, you'll be able to see the effect it's going to have on your clip. Okay, so you can see camera, there are different types. You can see this one, the rotating one. I kind of like rotating one. So all you need is just to drag and drop it at the junction in between the two clips that you want to put, just like this one. All right, so and you can preview a particular transition. You can be able to see the transition is very simple, and when you click on any transition, you have the basic property of that particular transition. So you can click on this and you have the option to increase the duration of the transition. The default is 0.5 seconds, and you can increase accordingly, and you'll be able to see it increase from here. And manually you can click on the other side and try to reduce the duration or extend it accordingly. And I think I'd rather keep it at 0.5, the default one, which is a default, and I think it's quite nice. So you can see there are different transitions. You can add transition of different types. All right, so let's close on this, and you can check on different types, different kind of transitions. You have other ones like the blur effect. Okay, you can see basic effects. I kind of like the basic ones because they are so direct and you are used to them. For example, this up one, you can drag and replace the existing one, or you can put it in between this movement between these beach people to these tourists. So you'll be able to just have a preview. So let's play it to see how it's going to be. You can see it quickly comes up, and you can change the direction as well. All right, so that's perfect. And sometimes I try this open vertical. All right, and the same way you can extend or reduce the length of the transition in each case. You can see that's fantastic and nice. So you can just go ahead and give it a try and see which one of the transitions you can use on your own, and you can just select and play around with the properties. All right, so you can add many transitions. You can see them from overlay to camera, different types. You can see them camera, and you have blur effect, and each one, again, like we said, we don't even have to hover over it to be able to see the effect is going to have. Like this slide one, I kind of like it, so you can just drag and drop it here, and you can see the properties. I think 0.5 is okay, but you can still see the preview. But let's try to play it one more time. I think you can see it. That's perfect. So that's how to kind of add, and you can select anywhere and just come to basic and play around with the duration of that particular transition. So there are lots of them. You can see light effect, and you can see glitch in cases if you are interested in glitch. Sometimes you see them on different kind of videos. You can see slides of different types, and these are very basic as well if you want to try them. Okay, so sometimes this open one is good. You can just drag and drop it. Let's see the preview. Yeah, that's perfect and fantastic. Let's play it one more time. You can see, so there are different one. We have split, and then down here we have mask transition, and so many more. You can see MG and different types. You can see social media of different types. So if you want to see or have access to them directly, you can come all the way to the top, this small arrow. You can click and you will see all the classification of the transition. And once you select a particular one, for example, this slide, it's just going to show you only the slide ones. Okay, that's the quickest way to access all of them. Split, it will just show you only the split ones. Okay, so you can just go ahead and add them. Now, to import music and sound effect is the same process that we followed. You have to come to the media bin, and you can just drag and drop it, or you can come to upload over here and you upload any kind of media. Like we said, be it music, be it images or videos. Okay, so down here we've tried to add some music, okay, which we can use as our background music. So for example, this Dream Escape is a background music that we can just drag and drop into the timeline. So it just creates a simple clip, another track. Okay, so you can see it's created another track. So when we try to play it, you will hear it. So this is the background music, and it's a bit loud, so you can select it and you will have the basic properties of this particular music that we just imported. So you can click on the basic and you can play around with the volume. You can increase or decrease the volume level from here. You can bring it down, and then you play to have a preview. I think this is too quiet, so you can increase it a little bit. Yeah, I think this is good. So if you want, you can add some fade in and fade out. For example, at the entrance, you can insert a fade in, so the music is going to go from 0 to 100 gradually. So fade ins are good, so you can see it. We just added, you can see it from here. And then we can add fade out in cases if you try to zoom out. So let's try to see everything from the edge. So you can equally trim the music, the background music from the edge. Also, just like the way you do on the normal video, you can trim it to any point, or you can select, and then you can bring the playhead to that particular location where you want it to end, and you can split it and delete the other section. Okay, so you can delete, and then let's say we want to add a fade out at this moment, so you can just come over here and just add a fade out, and once you release, you will be able to see a fade out coming up. Okay, so you can see a simple fade out. Can manually increase it, so you can see it just a fade out. So what this means is the music is going to die out from 100 to 0. Yeah, that's perfect. So it just dies out from 100 to 0. Okay, so that's adding fade out. So the same way we edit videos is the same way we can edit audio as well. We can create cuts at any given point, and we can delete any section. We can trim from the edges, both edges. If you are interested in trimming, you can trim from both edges, and you can move them across the tracks. Okay, and then down here you have other features, other controls. But let's say noise reduction and beat detection, you can add all this. But then this is just a background music. If you want to add noise reduction, you have to add a clip that has some noise, like this one. Let's say we have this one. We can drag and drop it here. Let's try to hear it.
Come to my channel. This is just a demonstration.
All right, so this is a good one. So it's a audio recording that we've just recorded within this clip champ. So you can select it and you can play around with the features. If you want to increase the volume, you can increase the volume. And if you want to add in the fade out and fade in, which you don't need at this moment because this is a normal audio recorded, and then you can add in noise reduction, which is very good. So it just skips the noise.
Use Capcut to record your screen and the camera or webcam.
Yeah, that's perfect. So it just helps you to eliminate the noises within this particular recording. And then you can enable beat detection if you're interested. But at this moment, I don't touch this. So this is very basic. It's just to play around with the music. Again, another feature is the voice changer. Still on the audio management, you can change your voice to any style from here. You can see there are different styles. You can use chipmunk.
Colouration. This is just a demonstration of how to use Capcut to record your screen.
Yeah, this is chipmunk. This is chipmunk.
This is just a demonstration.
And this is
my channel. This is just a demonstration of how to use Capcut to record your screen.
All right, so this is just basically how to change your voice within here. And if you want, you can remove everything and go back to normal, which is what I'm going to do. And then you can speed up the clip. Okay, you can speed it up. This is 1x. You can make it 2x, and you'll be able to see the length of the audio is reducing. And when I try to play it now, it's just going to be faster. Okay, so the duration is going to reduce, and then you can enable the pitch also. Well, at any given point, you can always press on this to go back to the default. So these are very basic controls in terms of audio. You can import your own audio, or you can record your own audio within the Capcut, like we've shown. You can use even this feature to record an audio. And then additionally, you have a stock audio that is inbuilt within Capcut. I think some of them are copyright free. You can easily add them. So once you navigate around and you check out the audios that they have, and if you have any that you like specifically, you can just select. You can come over here to this plus sign and add it into the timeline, and it's just going to be added just like so. It will be added, downloaded, and added into your timeline from where the playhead is. So you can check around and see different ones. You can play to have a preview. I think that's nice. So you can just go ahead and check out, and you can change the arrangement over here. There are different ones. You can just check preview and here, and you can try to add to favorites. If you want to add to favorites, you can just click on this, and it's going to be added to you the list of your favorite music that you can use. Okay, and then we have sound effects. Sound effects are always good when you want to create transitions or when you want to create emphasis within a particular video clip. So like the whoosh effect is good when you're trying to create a transition between two clips. So let's try the whoosh effect. So you can select and put it somewhere here. All right, so you can hear the sound. Yeah, that's it. Very fast, and it just indicates that there's a transition, so it keeps your attention open. So if you want, you can move this so you'll be able to see it clearly, and you can click on that particular sound effect and you'll be able to check out the properties also from here. You can play around with the properties. All right, so that's music and audio in general. You can import any, and you can manage the ones you have from inside. You can record if you want, and you can use the stock footage of audio, music, and sound effects that we have within Capcut. So to add stock videos, there are two methods. The first one is you can use the inbuilt videos that we have within Capcut, which you can access from stock videos directly over here. There are lots of them depending on the process or depending on what you are trying to create. You can search for it as well. So for example, if I say cards, I want to search for cats, and you'll be able to see something related to that. So these are cats, beautiful cats. So all you need is just to drag and add them into the timeline, and they'll be added wherever the playhead is. And once you just navigate around, and you can just drag and you have them added into the timeline just like so. So you just drag and drop it, and it will be downloaded and added into the footage. So you can reduce the sizing if you want it to be like something like a picture in picture. You can reduce the sizing and place it somewhere, and then you can play. And maybe if you like, you can equally adjust the length of it. Okay, how long do you want the video to stay before it goes back to the normal one? So let's try to play a preview and see how the video is going to play, and then the cat is going to come up, and then it's just going to move to the other ones. You can see the cat coming up, it's eating its food, and then after this it's just going to go back to our normal video. So this is very good when you are demonstrating something within a picture or within a particular video. You can search for anything, not just cats. You can search for anything. This is video search. You can do photo search when we go to the photos. So there are different videos of different types. We have short videos and we have long form videos. Okay, so you can come to this small arrow and you can see different categories. These are trending categories. We have money, subscribe, football, rain, and Christmas, and so on. So you can check around and see, and you can search on your own manually if you want. Let's say something like zebra. You want to see something like zebra, you'll be able to see videos related to zebra. Okay, all right, so that's stock videos. And let's say we can check out stock photos as well. So you can come to photos and you can see different kind of photos, different types of photos, depending on what you're trying to create and what image you're trying to create within you. So you can just go ahead and drag any and put it as your own image. So you can drag this and drop it here, and you'll be able to see this playing, and you can select it as well, and you have the option to enlarge it or play around with the sizing. Usually in both the video and audio, you will have the control, the basic control that you may have from the right over here. So you can select the image and you still have the access to the basic, where you can play around with the color adjustments, the opacity, and the transformation in terms of scaling, position, and so on. You can do that, all of them, from here. Okay, and if you want, you can check out the smart tools features as well. So you can be able to say remove background or retouch this, and I will show you how to use this as we move on. And then still selecting the same photo, you can come over here and add some animations, how it is going to come into the timeline and how it's going to go out. I think previously I've demonstrated some of these applications within the editing process. So all you need is just to drag a particular effect or animation effect and just drop it. So you can add this particular effect to that. So this is how it's going to come in, and then how is it going to go out? So you can just define. So you can say let it go out in this form. We've selected this, and then how this is going to combo while on screen. How do you want it to behave? We can just select on any, and let's say it's going to behave like this. So when you try to play a preview, to have a preview of what you've created, you'll be marveled by what you will see. All right, so you can see the coming in and how it's going to stay on screen, and then the going out. That's perfect. So you can do the same also on the video as well. You can do equally the same thing in terms of managing the basic properties like the blending, the opacity, the transformation in terms of scaling up and down. You can just go ahead, move your clip to somewhere, and then you can scale the video up if you want. So all of those controls, you can equally have the same controls over here, the position, the rotation, and so on. And then you have additional feature. In addition to the smart tools, you can have animation, and you can have the speeding effect, which means you can extend the speeding of the video, increase it or decrease it by 1x, 2x, or 3x, depending. You can play around with all this, and you can increase the pitch also if you are interested. All right, so that's about adding the in-stock videos and photos. If you want to import your own, you can as well go to the media bin and import them, just like the way we've demonstrated at the beginning of the tutorial. You can import videos, audios, and you can import photos and videos as well. So like this one we've imported, this is an imported photo. You can just select it, and you can be able to follow the same process like we've explained. You'll be able to have all the demonstrations. So this is interesting. You can vary the position. How long do you want it to stay on screen? And if you want to have more features, more action, you can select and make it a picture in picture. You can drag and position it, and once selected, you have the same properties by the side. Also, you can add animations, smart tools, and the basic editing tools features that we've explained. So you can do the same thing with the videos. You can drag and drop this cut, and you can drop it, and you can do more by just selecting. You can select it, and you have equal controls from here, and you can play around with the sizing also from the edges, just like so. So you'll be able to have it in form of picture in picture. Okay, so it's all boils down to you, what you're trying to create, what you want to use it for. So you can import the photos and video footage, or you can use the existing one within Capcut. Captions could be automatically generated or manually added within the Capcut. All right, so to generate a captions within your video, all you need is just to make sure you select the audio section or the track that you're trying to generate the captions on. For example, let's say we are trying to create this caption on this tutorial.
Come to my channel. This is just a demonstration of how to use.
We can use this one, so we can just select this and we can come to captions over here, and we can say auto caption, and it's going to automatically translate this directly to the language that we've selected. Right now you can see it has given us the option to select which language. You can see multiple languages. If you're interested in any language, you can go ahead and search the language you want to translate it to, but in this case we're going to translate it to English United States. So we can just go ahead and say generate the captions. So it's going to generate the captions automatic. All right, so you can see it has just generated the captions, and it's for everything. So you can see when you come to the top here, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. These are the captions that it has generated for all the audios within this particular track. So if you want to hear it, you can come to the beginning and let's see how it is being written on the video itself.
Come to my channel. This is just a demonstration of how to use Capcut to record your screen and the camera or web.
And you can see how perfect it is written and everything is correct as needed. So if you want to customize any of it, you want to rearrange the effects, for example, the coloration, you don't want the color you see on the text, you can select it easily, and you can come all the way to the basic text over here and you can be able to select it. You can go ahead and say you want to change the font style, you can change the font style, the sizing, you could change the sizing as well, and you want to increase adding this much features in terms of text editing, you can bold, italicing and underlining, and the styling and so on. You can change everything. The fill color, if you don't want it to be white, you can make it to be something like this, or something like this could be good, but then I think black is better on this background. So you can see, you can select and move it across, and you can add stroke also if you want to add stroke to make it look much better. So you can see we've added some stroke and now it's a bit visible. Okay, so I think this is good. All right, so you can add background also to the caption if you're interested. You can add background to it. So let's say we add this simple background, and everything now is going to pop up a little bit so you can see how clear it is. So you can do this on your footage and it's going to look perfectly nice, and you can play around with these features if you're interested, and then you can go ahead and delete any section or add any section or customize them accordingly. But this is the entire transcription of captions that it has generated for this particular footage that we have. So again, there are two methods. Like I said, the automatic, this is the auto caption. If you want to do the manual one, you can just still come back to the caption and you can come to manually generated. So you can come all the way here. This is the default. You can click on default. Now you could try to listen to some part of it. Let's say we delete the auto captions generated on this. So you can select and delete all of them. Select this one and delete also, so you can generate your own. So by coming back here, we can select the auto and the manual generated. So you can start by writing. So the default is 3 seconds. You can add the seconds if you're interested. So you can play around.
Come to my channel. This is just a.
So let's say welcome to my channel over here. You can just go ahead. All right, so welcome to my channel. So you can see it written over here. So you can go ahead and come down here, hover over it, and you can see you can add another transcription. So come down to default. So now it's going to be from 0.03 to 0.06. So you can say this is just. what is it saying? So you can just play and here.
How to use Capcut to record your screen.
Okay, so this is just how to use Capcut to record your screen. So you can see you've just written that. So you can go to the next one. You can come hover over this and you can just add another one, and it's going to go from now 0.06 to 0.09. You can see it's just 3 seconds added. So you can play to hear the preview.
The camera or webcam that you're using. It's just
okay, of the camera or webcam that you're using. Okay, so this is basically it. So you can again play around with the features like the text editing features. You can still select and come back over here and edit all of them to your test. And then let's try to play it and see how it is going to play. This is the manual one.
to my channel. This is just a demonstration of how to use Capcut to record your scene and the camera or webcam that you're using.
Perfect. So you can just make some adjustments to it and see how it's going to look perfect and fantastic. Okay, so this is manually generated. We've tested the manually generated as well as the automatically generated. The next one is the auto lyrics, which has to do with when you are dealing with lyrics, which we are not going to cover in this. Now to add stickers, all you need is to come down here. You can see stickers down here. You can just click and you can see the range of them. Very many stickers. You can see depending on the kind of content you're creating, you can have them of different types. You have this countdown timer, and you have this circle if you want to highlight something, and you want this, maybe you want to showcase some effects or some emotions. You can use this fire sign to signify its intensity, or you can use the arrow sign sometimes. So there are so many of them depending, and if you want to directly showcase something or showcase something that's dangerous or thereabouts, you can see depending on what you're trying to create. So all you need to apply a particular effect is just to drag that effect, and you can drag it onto the timeline just like so. So you can release it and it's going to have that effect. So you're free to on your own manually resize it. Okay, you can resize it. For example, in this case, you can resize and you can point it to any point that you want to highlight. And you have this much control. For example, when you play, you'll be able to see the effect it's going to have on your video, maybe highlighting or showcasing this particular person. Now, when you select a given sticker, you have this much effect, this much features to play around with. This is the animations at the in, how do you want it to come in, and then during or at the out, how do you want it to go out, and then the looping part is how do you want it to loop out. So for example, let's say at the in we selected something like this to spin in, and you can see the sample, and then at the out I wanted it to equally maybe slide left, and you can see it just slides left. And in the looping, you could select something like it just get busy. Maybe it should be swinging like this. You can see. So very easy, you can do that. And you can vary the motion duration of in and out as you so wish from here. This one is 0.5 seconds. You can increase it to 1 minute or thereabout, or 1 second or thereabout. You can just play around with them. And then the looping duration as well, you can change it from here. So that's one of the powers of stickers. You can add any, and you can check out the basics from here where you have options to use the transform feature like the scaling. You can manually automatically scale it from here to increase the sizing on your own. Okay, you can see we've just increased the sizing. You can make it to any size. You can manually move it if you're interested, and you can play around with the position as well, manually or automatically. And then the rotation over here, you can increase the rotation however you want it to, which angle do you want to showcase, and manually you can do that also from here. You can click and rotate it to any angle. So this an arrow, you can put in anything. For example, you could drag this emoji and just drop it, signifying laughter or crying, as the case may be. Yeah. So you can resize it, right? Resize it and position it somewhere. And then you can extend how long you want it to be on the screen as well. So you can define the length of how much length do you want it to stay on screen before moving to the next clip. Okay, before transiting to the next clip. So that's the power, and it equally has the same features like the animation and the basics. You can just go ahead and play around with them. Now, one thing you should know is that if you like any sticker, you can favorite it from here. So once you add it to the favorite, as soon as you come to stickers, you'll be able to see all your favorites down here. These are trending ones. You can see them. There are so many, all right? So many of them. So it's all boils down to you. You can just go ahead and try any one of them. So that's stickers. Let's try effects as well. So effects are very many. You can see them. You can have the zoom in effect, or you can have this dance effect. I like this bomb effect sometimes, so you can just drag and drop it. So let's try this bomb effect, and you can just drag and drop it here. And let's see how it's going to have that bomb effect on our beach. Okay, so let's move back a little bit and just try. You can see it's so powerful and very, very nice. You can extend how long the bomb effect should also stay on the screen as well by just elongating from the edges, just like so, right? So you can reposition it. And again, whenever you select a particular effect, you can have this much effect, this much features, the basic feature. You can adjust the atmosphere, how do you want it, and then you can adjust the speed of the bombing effect. Okay, so let's play it one more time so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, you can see, very powerful and nice. So depending on you, how you want it, how you want to what kind of effects you want to add. You can see so many of them. There's so many effects depending. You can just check around. There's this opening and closing. Sometimes they are very powerful. So for example, let's say we want to have, let's select a very fantastic closing. For example, this one, I often see it on some videos. This one, we can just drag. This is a closing. Let's add an opening to this as well. So let's say we have this. Okay, let's say we have this. Or let's say we have this. So you can just drag and drop it here. All right, so let's say we drag and drop it there. And then let's play it to have a preview. So you can see when you play your video, it's going to start something like this. And that's very, very powerful. And when it is closing, you take a look at the closing part. It's going to close something like this. Yeah, that's very nice. So that's the power of it. And then when you select on this, also you have the same effect. You can adjust the effect, okay, and maybe reset and so on. So in any case, you can just go ahead and try. These are lenses and these are nightclub effects and so on. So you can check them. There are very, very many, and you can start any of them as well. So that's effects. The last one is the filters. Filters are equally very, very nice in cases if you don't want to keep tampering with your coloration, or you're not good with the coloration, you can come over and use any of the filters. These are presets that you can just easily use, drag and drop to your video, and it's going to change everything. Okay, so you can see them of different types. So depending on your choice, you can just keep trying. If you find one that works best for you, then you can just go ahead and start using it. For example, this one, we can just drag it and drop it, and we can say this is going to cut across this our video footage. For example, you could drag it to the end. We could drag this also to the end, and sometimes you could be able to arrange. You can see the effect. Okay, so it has just turned everything, the coloration. But I think this is too harsh. You can vary the intensity from here. You can select, and you can just a little bit reduce the intensity, and you can see it is reducing the intensity. I think this is nice. So depending, you can select anyone that you feel like you can beautify your work. Okay, depending on what you are creating, you can just easily drag and drop and play around with the effect or intensity of it. So let's try one more. Let's say we go down here. I kind of like this this one, so we can just drag and drop it, right? And then we can just move this a little bit to extend the length. Okay, so we can just play. Let's see. So you can see it just give us that cold nature, but you can just go ahead and reduce the intensity as well from here, so you can have it a little bit better. So I think this is okay. So it's all boils down to you. Go ahead and give it a try and see how much of the filters you can add to make your videos stand out. These are night scenes, and these are sceneries if you have any. Okay, depending. So for example, in this one that we have a beach, you can come over here and you can add this same effect. For example, when we remove this, we can add this beach effect. You can see this pool effect. Okay, so you can just drag and drop it here, and if you like it, you can extend it across. And you can see even from the dropping, it changed everything. The view is now much more pop-up, and it's very beautiful. You can see very beautiful. So you can play around with the intensity of it as well with the same effect. Okay, select it and you come over here and you can reduce the intensity, but I think this is kind of nice. It pops out everything. Keyframes can be added to position, to scaling, and so on. So it all boils down to you how you want to apply it. Okay, you can use it to showcase a particular scene or a particular point within a particular video. Okay, so to add keyframes, all you need is, maybe let's start with something simple. Maybe you can add a sticker, for example, and let's say we select any sticker. Let's start with something like this. All right, let's carry this butterfly and we can just paste it here, for example, and we'll just extend the length of how it's going to stay on our video. So let's say it starts from here and I want it to fly up to this top over here. Okay, and so we can start over here. Once we select the sticker, we can see this smudge effect. So we can come to the basic. So we want to put in the keyframes on scaling. Okay, I want to put in on scaling and position as well. Okay, and rotation, if there's any rotation. So let's say we have these three. So we shift a little bit and I want the butterfly to fly to this point. So I want it to maybe fly up to this point. And then from here, I want to change axis. So let's say it rotates a little bit. So it rotates to this point and then I want it to fly again. Okay, to the next, until this point. I want it to fly to this point. Then from here, you can see the keyframes is dropping on each angle. If you extend this, that's when you see it very clearly. Let's zoom out a little bit so we'll be able to see the keyframes. You can see them coming up. So let's say at this point, I want it to stay here, then change direction. I want it to change direction and maybe fly to this point. All right, and then from here I want it to fly back here. All right, and then from here I want it to change direction. At this point I want it to fly back. I want it to just rotate to face like this. Okay, so you can see we have different keyframes. Okay, so when we want to play this, you'll be able to see the effects of what we have created. So let's close on this and let's try to play a preview from the beginning to see what we have just added. We have added a number of keyframes. So let's zoom out a little bit so you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. All right, so let's play it. You can see, all right, you can see it flies to this point, then to this point, and then it flies up to this point. Then I want it to come down to this point, and then it changed direction. So it's change and rotate. Okay, so you can see that's very powerful. So that's one way to add a keyframe. On its own, the butterfly is supposed to stay in one place, but because we added keyframes, that's why it's able to move across to different locations. So let me show you how to add keyframes in a much better way. For example, I want to showcase my face. I want to just zoom to my face very clearly. So you can just select this particular frame, this clip, and then from here, I want to add a frame. I want to come to basic, and then maybe I want to add, I don't want to add anything with opacity. I want to add scaling and position. Okay, scaling and position. So I want to scale and position. So this is the first place. So we move a little bit to this point. You can see the keyframe here. So if you move to this point, what I want to happen at this point is I want to showcase my face. I want it to zoom to my face. So what I will do is I will make sure this is selected. I will now zoom it. Okay, I will now zoom up. And then I will now manually on my own just move it until I show my face over here. Okay, because I want to show clearly my face. All right. So from this moment, I want it to remain like this to keep showing my face up to this point. Okay, up to this point, it should keep showing my face. So I will put another keyframe on position and scaling. Okay, then from here, I want it to go back to where it was before. Okay, so let's say from here, I can now scale down and I can now move it. So I now move it to where it was. So let's have a preview of what I'm talking about. So let's move the playhead up to this point. So from this point, it's going to zoom to my face, and then it stay on zooming to my face, and then it will zoom out. You can see this in mirroring tutorial videos, talking head videos. So let's try it. So you can see the zooming in and then the zooming out. So you can see the zooming in, okay, it remains, then the zooming out. So that's what I'm interested in. So that's the power of keyframes. And if you like, you can move them across. You can extend their length. You can drag and move them across. Okay, very easily. You can drag and move them to extend or reduce the length. So let's select a particular video, a particular image. Let's start with an image. For example, this very image. We can select it. We can kind of zoom it out, increase the sizing. So we want to remove everything in the background of this boy. So we want to remove the background. Okay, so we want to remove the background of this boy. So all you need is just to make sure you select the clip from here, and you come down here in the properties. You can see Smart Tools. Okay, so you can click on Smart Tools. So this is auto removal. This is going to remove the backgrounds automatically. Whatever is behind this boy, it's going to be removed directly. So we can select, and enabling it alone is going to work on it, and you can see it perfectly remove the background. Nothing in the background again. You can see it's very free, and it has done a good job because you can right now scale it down and position it anywhere, and it's going to appear as if this boy is part of the beach, guys. Okay, so you can make him a bit smaller if you want, so that he can pick a position, and you can see now this boy is in this beach, or you can move it to somewhere here. Maybe he's watching. You can see it without the background. Okay, so at any given point, you can select and you can remove the background, and chroma keying enables you to remove a particular color within that particular image. For example, let's take a look at this image. Let's drag this image and put it into this timeline, and look at it. This image, assuming we are trying to remove the green background, the green color in this picture, we can just select the picture. We can come to Smart Tools over here, and we can say remove. Instead of remove the background, the auto removal, we can use chroma keying, which will give us the color picker. So once we click on the color picker, we can navigate and click on anywhere that we want to remove that particular color. So for example, we want to remove this green, and you can see with just a simple click, it has removed the green color within our image. Okay, and if you want, you can do that also on the video. Again, like we've talked about, you can, let's say this cat. With this cat, we have much control. For example, we want to remove the background of this cat. It's completely green, so we can just go ahead and come to the Smart Tools. We can say remove background, and it's going to be the auto remover. It's going to remove the background directly for us. So let's see how much of a good job it's going to do on this. So let's see how it's going to do it. And you can see it has just removed the background for us. So you can see perfectly it has removed the background. So you can just select, and you can resize it also to any size of your choice, and you can position it anywhere. Okay, but you can see it has done a very, very fantastic and good job. This is a video, so you can now play and you'll be able to see that background has been removed completely. Okay, so this is the power of Capcut in removal of background and using chroma key. You can do that on any kind of image or on any kind of picture that you are trying to remove the background on. We could do that also on anything. Okay, the only thing boils down to you what you want to remove. For example, this image, we can try it on this image, and we can just click. We can come over here to Smart Tools. We can say chroma keying, and if we try to remove this one, it's going to touch the color. But let's just say we remove this color. Okay, so let's remove this color, and you can see it has done a good job. Only that it includes their shirt also is that ash color. So let's undo this, and let's try to do the normal background removal. So it's going to give us a good job. All right, so you can see it has removed the background for us, and that's a perfect job done. So that chroma key is important if you are targeting a specific color that you want to remove from the background very easily. So you can see these ones, they appear as if they are also in the beach trying to go to the sea. Okay, so that's the beauty of Capcut in removing background on both image and a video. So for example, we have done some very basic editings over here, and assuming we like what we see, we like the display, the cuttings, the joinings, the trimmings, and the colorations we've edited most of this clip, and we are very much certain with what we have and want to export it into an external video that we can share with our friends. All you need is just to come to the top right over here and just click on export, and you have this much options. You can share the link for review. People can add comments to your video, so you can invite people to collaborate with you, and then you can work online, and then you can add things, suggest things for you, and you can share as a presentation. Okay, so sharing as a presentation also is good. People can only watch your video directly. Once they click on the link, they can watch the video directly. And then you have more options that you can share on TikTok, TikTok Ads Manager, YouTube Shorts, and Facebook page, and even Instagram Reels. You can share in all of these. But for this tutorial, for this class, we're going to download directly onto our PC. So all you need is just to come to download over here, and you have this much settings to play around with. The first one is you have to specify the name of the project, which you have given earlier on. It's been saved on your cloud. And you have the resolution to define over here. You can go as far as 1080p, which is recommended for TikTok, and even YouTube, you can go up to 1080. But for this, I'm going to just stay at 720, which is also good for YouTube. And then quality, you can go for recommended quality, or you can use fast exporting, which is what I used to go for. Fast exporting, but then with good quality as well. Then with frame rate, you can vary the frame rate. 25 is good, but I go as far as 30. Okay, so you stay at 30, and you are going to have a smooth and very good export. So once you set in everything and you're certain with what you have, next is you have to specify the video format. MP4 is good, but if you want to go on MOV, you can use MOV, but I used to go for MP4, which is also perfect. So once you're done, you can just go ahead and export directly. And it's going to start rendering, saving the process, and then start rendering and exporting your videos. You can see right now it's exporting, so you just give some seconds to finish the export, and then you are now going to download it into your system so you can view it within the system. Okay, so video had been exported. You can see it over here. So you can go ahead and download it directly by just clicking on download, and it's going to download it for you. You can see it's going to start the download from here. All right, so you can see it's been downloaded, and within some seconds it's going to complete. All right, so the video had been downloaded, and you can click to have a preview of it. So this is it. You can just click to have it. This is an MP4 video. You can just play it. It's 720. So all you need is just to come out of the video editing platform by coming to this, go back to homepage. You can click to go back to homepage, and we brought in back to the homepage, assuming we are done with this video creation. So I'll just show you how to use the power of AI to create your own video from script. So all you need once you're back to the homepage is to come over to script to video over here. So you just click, this is AI, directly artificial intelligence. So you can come over here. So the command is press the / and then to use the AI writer to generate the script. So you can use from a keyboard, press on the / and you can see you have the option to select between the two kind of script. You have narration script or commercial script, depending on you. But let's say we'll go with the narration script. So I want you to write an essay about the solar system. Okay, you can define the number of wordings and so on. The AI is going to pick that, and it's going to write for you. So once you specify this, I need an essay about the solar system. I can just hit on enter, and you can see it's generating the text for me. It's just going to generate the entire script that I need for this video. You can see it almost getting done. So you see it's now done. So hello everyone. Today I would like to talk to you about an essay about the solar system. The solar system is the collection of planets, moons, and other celestial bodies that orbit the sun. Okay, so this is just, you can read through to understand how far this write-up has gone. This is script 1. You can click on this arrow to go to the next script. This is the second script. Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about an essay about the solar system. The solar system is a collection of planets, moons, and other celestial bodies. They're not the same, but they kind of look similar, okay? So you can go to the third script, the fourth script, the fifth script, and so on. You keep going and going and going and reviewing whichever one you want. Let's say this one is quite short, and we can use this one. So you can just say use this, or you can discard and restart again. So let's say you will use this script, even though it's quite long, but you can try to remove some part of it. You can just select some of these and delete, and you can delete that portion as well. So if you want to add more, wherever you are, you can just hit on enter, hit on the / button, and then you can maybe add the types of solar system. Let's say we want to add the types of solar system, so we can just hit on enter, and it's going to generate those types for us and add them to our script. So you can go ahead and just generate your script however you want it, with how much detail you want to add. So you can see on the different types of solar system. So if you want, you can say, so you can remove this hello. First, let's start with so you can remove this and say types of. So it will look like you are restarting afresh. So once you hit on enter, it's going to be added to your essay. You can see it's been added separately to your essay. So you can write the content continuously until you get it done and you're satisfied. And this is in conclusion. Maybe I don't want this conclusion. I can just delete them. And now we have our script. If you want to write more, you can still use the / or you can come down to the AI writer and it's going to directly start from where your mouse cursor is. Okay. So you can start writing. So that's the power of Capcut. So once you're done, you read everything and you're certain you like what you see over here. Let's reduce the text. It's kind of much, so that we can go ahead and generate the video. So once you come over here, you say generate video. Now you have the option to select this smart generation or custom generation. In custom generation, you can now add the media yourself, the videos, the images. You can add them on your own. But if you go to smart creation, Capcut will generate the video with all the materials suitable based on the description or based on the scripts that you've added into the description. Okay, so now over this, you can select the aspect ratio. What kind of aspect ratio? Is it a 16:9 video, or is it a vertical video, or a 1:1 video for Instagram, for example? And then down here, you select the reader. Who do you want to read? Multiple readers from here. You can just go ahead and kickstart and select any of them. So let's go with the male voice. Okay, so let's say we select this guy, energetic, and you can just go ahead and say generate the video, and it's going to take some time to then generate the video. And the good side to this is that the media it's going to add to you might be relevant, and in some cases you might need to add 1 or 2 things to meet up, because this is all completely AI and there's a lot of learning going on in this platform. Okay, so let's give some seconds to finish generating, and then we can assess the video and see how much of a correct feature that it has added, and what can we add or reduce.
Hello everyone. Today, I would like to talk about an essay about the solar system. The solar system is the collection of planets, moons, and other celestial bodies that orbit the sun.
I think this is very, very nice, and this is very perfect, and it talks about the solar system, showing the images of the solar system. This is very, very perfect. So you can see many things, and you can just fast forward to any point and you can play to hear it and see.
Connected to the electric grid and captures energy during the day to store.
I think this is good with a very fantastic background music, and if you want, you can export this directly, or you can go ahead and edit the video directly within the video editing platform that we have, or you can go ahead and edit the script if you want to go back and edit the script and still regenerate the video. But I think I'm okay with what I see, so I can just go ahead and say edit the video, and in here it's going to take it to the editing platform, which you can just remove or add anything of your choice. Okay, but to me, this is a very good job, and you can just carry out some basic things, and then once you're done, you're certain you like what you see, you can just go ahead and export it. Alright, so you can see right now it has generated the video, including the captions and everything that you need. Okay, so you can see it's giving us a complete video over here. So you can check out even the captions. It has auto-generated. It's a very nice caption. So you can just go ahead, review it, check out. If you have any issue, you can follow the tutorial that we've just done on the whole class on how to edit, remove some sections, and add some sections of the video as well. So if you are done, you can just go ahead and export it directly using this feature. So it's very, very nice. So basically, this is how to generate video from script that we have using artificial intelligence. They're basically the same with the online version, but there's a little bit of a difference, and the fact that any of the features that you want to use, sometimes you may have to download it onto your system. So I'll just show you in brief how to download and install it, and maybe start and create a project, and then see how we can import media and then some of the features that you may need to pay attention to. In my next class, I'm going to make a complete tutorial on how to use Capcut for the desktop. Okay, I'm going to share it on this same platform. But for today, for this class, it's just going to be an introduction to the Capcut for desktop application. So you can just go ahead. Let's go to an incognito mode so we don't have to sign out here. So you can go to capcut.com, or you can go to your Google, and then you can just go ahead and come to your Google search and just search for Capcut over here, and just enter the first one. You can just click, and then it's going to bring you to the home page of Capcut, okay, an all-in-one video editor and graphic design. So this is it. So it's going to automatically detect which operating system you're using. I'm using Mac operating system, so it has automatically detected that this is Mac. So if you want to download for Mac, you just go ahead and click on download, and it's going to give you the latest version of Capcut. To install it on Mac is very simple. It's just step-by-step process. So once you install it, you'll be welcome with something like this. Alright, so once you install it, you open it from the launchpad, you'll be able to be welcome with something like this. You can go ahead and sign in if you want to have your backup, what you've been working on the cloud, to be synchronized also on the system. You can work on it directly from here. But then this is the home tab. Down here, you have recent projects that you've worked on. You'll be able to have access to them over here. And you can trash anything, and you could change the view of the recent project. You can create an image if you want, or you do auto framing. But what we are interested in is creating a new project. So you can come over here, create a new project, and be welcome to this very platform. It's nearly similar with what you have online, but only that there's some little bit of reshuffling over here. So this is the main panel where you have the media bin. This is the media bin where you import all of your media. This is the audio section where you have all your audio footage, just like the way you have in the online section. You have the text footage, and you have them of different types. You can just go ahead, select any, and you can download it and customize it to however you want. You have stickers, bunch of stickers, just like the way we have online. You have effects and transitions of different types. You can just check them around, filters and various forms of adjustments, including LUTs and so on. So let's say, and down here we have, this is the preview panel, this is the properties panel, and then down here we have the timeline, okay, just like the way it is on the online version. So to import a media is the same way. You just come over here, click on import. You can just navigate to wherever you have your media. You can just import. It could be an image, it could be a video, it could be anything. So you can import any, and once you hover over it again, you can click on this plus sign, and it's going to be added to your timeline, just like so. So the same way as you have it in online, when you click on any, you will be able to see some of these features. Like the icon over here is just to enable or disable the track. This is to mute the audio section of the clip, and then this is to lock it for further changes. And then you have all these bunch of controls, like for the editing, splitting, and trimming, and so on, you can do from here. And when you select any clip, when you move it across, you can see with the playhead, you have a preview within the player over here. Okay, so this is the preview of what you have. And then on any clip you've selected, you have its properties over here, and you'll be able to have access to the video properties, the audio properties, the speed properties, that you can increase the speed, and the animation effects, how does it come in, out, and the looping option, okay, the combo option. And then you have the adjustments. You can check out the adjustment in terms of coloration and so on, the hue, the temperature, just like we've explained earlier on. So you can play around with anything over here. Okay, so you have as much controls as you have, only that the online feature comes in with the latest version. Okay, all the additions in terms of features, you find the latest ones online, but you can equally have the same feature, nearly the same feature, with the local one or the desktop version. So you can go ahead and do all of your editings. You can learn about this, and if you are interested, you can put it in the comment that you're interested in the desktop version as well, because that's my next class. It's going to be about Capcut for desktop. So we'll go through in detail, just like the way we have done in the online version. We're going to cover also in detail how to use the desktop version. But this is just for our own consumption to know that the desktop version also exists and it has this much features as much as the online version. Okay, once you are done, you can equally have the exporting process and you can have list of shortcuts just like the way we have also in the online version. We also have the list of shortcuts within the online version if you are interested to check that out. So let me show you where we have the keyboard shortcuts is here always. So you can just click and you have all of them here. These are keyboard shortcuts that you can use to fasten your editings. Okay, so I think this does it for this tutorial on how to download and install and even show how to open and create a project within the Capcut for desktop.